But you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and down, along came you. Though you might be a liar and cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no.
There you go, test. All right, sweet. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I got a little bit of a throat cough thing going on today, so forgive me for that. Happy to see you guys back. Before I start here, no, we should be good for the next few days. Never mind. I think tomorrow I'm going to be busy, but I'm going to try to make the 6 o'clock stream. I'll let you guys know ahead of time if I can't make it, but I think I should be able to do it. I just got to take my sister somewhere, and I want to make sure there's no traffic, so I might be late for the stream. And by that, I mean we might stream at 6:30, but I'll let you guys know if everything works out fine. But okay, everybody, here we go. Not making the same mistake as yesterday. Now we got the chart in front of us this time. One of the interesting things that I'm looking at for this week as we kind of close out this this month here, we have about 7 days, 23 hours. I would hope if we want to have some type of bounce for this next upcoming month, even if it's just a short-term bounce and we end up having another red month, but overall, you know, we had a little bit of optimism within that month. I want to see if we can close above the 50-month moving average here. As you guys can see, we're clearly below the line right now, but it's not like it's so far away from us that we can't have a little bit of a bull run and kind of get back above it, okay? So some of the things I'm looking for today, which is kind of interesting, Kevin made a good point here talking about how the Nasdaq and Bitcoin are kind of doing different things and how during the day they're doing a little bit of different things, but afterwards Bitcoin can kind of do its own thing as well. What did I want to say about this? As far as Bitcoin and the Nasdaq are going, we do see a little bit of separation going off of it, right? I would say a few months ago, Bitcoin followed the Nasdaq a lot more closely. Now, Bitcoin isn't following the Nasdaq as closely. It's still following it here, but not as close. And I think you guys might have felt that over the past 2 weeks or so now. And it's been very good for Bitcoin in the long term. I think it's going to be very, very crucial. Some of the other things we're going to be talking about today is Voyager and BlockFi getting loans, what their problems are and how they're going to be able to make money. Are they going to survive? Stuff like that. You know, all that good stuff. And then we'll be looking at a bunch of technicals and questions and stuff like that. Fun little fact before we get started as well. Whale number 3 today bought 565 Bitcoin. That's a nice little sign for another boost. So far, we've been consolidating over the past few days here. Okie dokie. One last thing. What do we want to talk about? Bitcoin here on the other side. I know we've already closed down below the 200 weekly moving average. This is a pretty bad thing going into the future, which is why we're hoping to just consolidate and try to stay around this area, staying above the 3-to-1 Gann level and the 4-to-1 4-to-1 Gann level as well. If I go over here to the daily though, we've already closed down below it once. We're trying to stay above it over these next few days, but there is a lot of weakness here like we talked about. The next time we really come back down and approach it hard, it's most likely not going to hold up. But until it does, we have an opportunity to have a little bit of a bounce and so forth, and we'll see how that works out. Understanding that there are other Gann levels here, like a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 that comes down here that stopped this move. And that might be more important than these Gann levels that we're looking at right now. Okay, and one other thing here. We got the Nasdaq chart. We talked about this last night as futures were looking red. Our hope today with, you know, all the Jerome Powell stuff going on, the Federal Reserve hearings, which weren't too bad. I actually somewhat enjoyed listening to them. The political banter is always fun to listen to when it comes to those types of hearings. But like we thought, we did start the day off red and then kind of grind our way back up. Unfortunately, we ended up finishing the day technically, like, you know, higher than when we started, but ultimately not much better off than where we finished off the day yesterday. So not much has really changed from that respect. And you can see overall with Bitcoin as we go over here to the main Bitcoin chart. Probably best to go for 2 charts. Yeah, there we go. This is a Bitcoin 4-hour chart. Bitcoin, again, has not really been doing too much here. The one sense of optimism here, I wouldn't put too much faith in this at this moment in time, but one thing that is kind of nice is we've had our first golden cross on the 4-hour chart in a long time. For like the past few weeks, we've been trying to get one of these bad boys. I would say over the past 2 months, not really much has come out of these golden crosses, but you never know when that trend may change again. At this point in time here, we had a little bit of a fake out last night, and I was watching one of the charts. I don't remember which one it was. We had a little bit of fake out that got pumped up just enough, but then shorts came in and just annihilated it, and then we broke out again, and there was a little bit of a move. But you know, there is some trickery out here, so be very, very careful. If you guys, oops, sorry, I always forget these arms. I got 4D arms. They move this way, this way, this way, this way, and this way. I think that's 4D. Yeah, whatever it is. But there's been some trickery here, guys, and so just be careful if you guys are day trading. Not every breakout's going to be a sure thing right now. I mean, they're never a sure thing, but you really want to have a stop loss because that was a big fake out there. Everything was looking good for like a half an hour, 45 minutes, just enough time for people to feel confident enough to go use the bathroom, go outside, go enjoy their day, and then all of a sudden while they're gone, poosh, just got slammed. But so far, it looks like this was the breakout level, broke out, went up a little bit higher, got slammed again, broke out again, slammed again. And so somebody's trying to keep us at this low level artificially. It's working. But I'm hoping that if we can just have a little bit of a bump in the market, that'll give Bitcoin the all go to try to hit at least $22,000. From there, we'll look at some other levels of resistance. But shorts are still in control. Ultimately, I think our short-term goal here is just to somehow see. Sorry, YouTube gave me a little bit of a weird message. I think our short-term goal for the daily chart is simply just to close above the 21,380 level. If we can do that, we might be having a little bit more of a surge here. I was watching CNBC and looking at some of their news. I don't really trust Jim Cramer's technicals, but it was very, very interesting as I was over here. Jim Cramer says, charts suggest Bitcoin could rally over the next few months, but likely won't reach old highs. I'm not entirely sure if that's an accurate statement, depending on how bad everything is at this moment in time and how bad the market is. I think what he's talking about right now, even though he didn't really explain it this way, is if the Nasdaq, how I kind of phrase it, if the Nasdaq were to jump and pop above that 200 weekly moving average and have a nice little bounce, that could happen sometime in July if things don't get really bad for us, okay? So we're going to be waiting to see if the Nasdaq can kind of bounce, and then we might have some type of summer reprieve. Hopefully that's what we'll be looking for. But the Bitcoin charts right now, if you just kind of look at the monthly chart, they still look like we need to have not a disastrous July, but it does look like it could be pretty bad. We'll have to see how fast things go, or if we're going to be crashing towards the end of July versus the beginning of July. We're all waiting to see what happens with those 200 weekly moving averages on the stock charts. All right, let's go back over to the minute here. The 4 hour ago. I know a lot of stuff over here. But short-term, guys, we just want to continue moving up. We talked about higher lows yesterday. That's all we're looking for. It doesn't matter how we do it. We just want to make sure we don't drop below the 17,685, or what was the number? 17,622. That's the only level we want to avoid. We can come down as close as you guys want to it. As long as we have some type of higher low, I'm okay with where Bitcoin is. You guys know my thought process here. I just want to see us consolidate for a little bit. Whether we continue moving down or we break out, I don't care. I just want to see a little bit of a consolidation. That way we can have a pattern and we can trade off of that pattern. Because right now, we all know this. I think I kind of reiterated this to you guys over the last few days. There was a high chance we're going to break down out of this little trend line soon, just because crypto doesn't usually move up this high this fast in a bear market. We just normally don't do that. And what happened? We broke down. It was a good short opportunity. I sold my SHIB short yesterday. Made a good amount of money off of it. No more SHIB for me. I'll see if it breaks down again. But right now, I bought it. I shorted it when it was very high. I sold the short or closed the short position as it came down. It was nice. But I'm just waiting to see what happens with Bitcoin to see if we can just have a little bit of consolidation over here. Whatever that ends up being, we can really readjust this trend line here. If I can find that little nugget. What's that? Oh, there it is. And then we can have a trend line something like this, whatever it may be. That's what I'm going to be looking for over the next few days. I don't think the stock market is in any terrible danger. It looks like money is just sloshing around. If there's one sector that's feeling a little bit of pain right now, it's the sector that I just got stopped out of a couple days ago, which is the energy market. Joe Biden is talking about lowering or taking away the gas tax. It won't really do anything for the average American. I know 17 cents sounds, I don't even know, does 17 cents sound like a lot to you guys? I don't know how much you guys spend on gas. So if I'm spending, like for me, $5.5, and I usually fill up about, let's just say, how much is my tank? I don't know, 14 gallons, 16 gallons? So I'm usually spending about $77. That's about how much I spend. Yeah, $77 at the tank just to fill up. Well, if I take away, let's just say 20 cents from that, and I make it $5.30, it goes from $77 every time I pump to $74.2 every single time I pump. So the average American is not going to really be saving enough, but I think it at least will help the burden a little bit, just not really a noticeable amount. And the problem with that kind of going into the future here, which may disrupt some stocks in the future, if you guys care about this, you guys know that that's a tax, right? Well, those tax dollars have actually already been allocated, and that means they're already set up to fund certain projects in the out there that the government has approved, right? If you guys didn't know, Biden passed, or I guess it was bipartisan, a major infrastructure bill. That money is supposed to be going towards certain projects in certain parts of the country. All right, they're going to have to find a way to get that money to them. They can't print any more money because printing money is bad for inflation, as you guys know. So they might have to raise taxes on a certain sector of the industry. I don't know where they're going to get that money. They're going to have to try to find that money somewhere and move it around. I think it will equate to like $10, $12 billion in lost revenue. That's a lot of money to be using on road projects, as you guys know. So we'll kind of have to see how all that works. But the gas tax has had a positive effect on the oil prices, making them come down, which is pretty nice. Go over here very fast. Maybe go watch list. Let's go to oil. US oil. There we go. And this is the 4-hour chart. And you can see since we started talking about this more and more, oil prices, they haven't really plummeted by any stretch of the imagination, but they have come down a little bit. And that is nice to see because this is the only real thing that Biden can control. I know people say he can't control oil prices. He can by his sentiment. Not completely. He can't fix price them, but he can control them by his sentiment and some of the deals that he can do with both the oil companies and the Saudi Arabians with OPEC / OPEC plus, right? The other countries that have oil producing capacity in Middle East, right? So over the next month, we have an opportunity for oil prices to go down. If oil prices go down and people are driving less, which let's hope they are, most likely not, but we'll see. At least if supply is able to go up, at least that should help out inflation, start cooling things down a little bit better, and that should give us some more optimism here because the Federal Reserve, as much as it can do with on the demand side of things by making you not buy the new car, not buy the new house, etc., they really have nothing to do with energy prices, unfortunately. So they have no tools in their arsenal to really start to try to get this graph looking more like, we want to see something like this, the COVID drop. We're not getting that anytime soon, unfortunately. But at least we can start to plateau and eventually start coming back down if Biden's able to get those two things done. And, let's hope that he can. Let's root for the guy. I'm hoping he can go over to Saudi Arabia, do a good firm handshake. We got a deal. Maybe they start producing more oil, and we give them a discount on some weapons that they want. Right? They usually buy weapons from America. As far as the oil companies sent Biden a list of things that would help them out in the long term and in the short term, as far as making sure gas prices go lower. An extra refinery, stuff like that. Some leases, some permits, yada yada yada. And if Biden can agree to at least some of those things, I think it would help out the energy companies feel more confident about doing some extra drilling, pumping out more oil, maybe opening up another refinery if they're able, that type of stuff. So we're kind of at a crucial point where the administration has an opportunity to try to really make a fundamental change of how America sees inflation. Who knows about the rest of the world, but at least America. And that's something that we should be aware of here, because if inflation starts to go down, maybe, or at least plateau or go down over the next few months, that means you might see the market actually stop falling down as much as people start to say, oh, maybe this might be the bottom. Inflation's kind of stalling out. We see oil prices going down. Margins are going back up. People have a little more spending power. Now they might be going out to buy even more, right? So we might start to see some of those things there. And then it might cause Jerome Powell to not be raising interest rates by such a high mark. So my little 2 cents about that. Again, we're going to have to wait to see if Joe Biden can do this. But, whether you like or hate the guy, whatever, he does have a lot of power as the President of the United States. And I hope he can kind of exercise some of that, maybe in a little bit more of a bullying way if that's his preference. But to get some of these things done, that could really help out Bitcoin in the short and medium term. Long-term Bitcoin's fine, but you guys know there's a lot of freaking out going on about what's Bitcoin's doing right now. Okay. Oh, let me get rid of this little spammer right here, guys. Sorry about that. And let me make sure I see you guys what you guys are talking about. And hey, Dr. V, hope you're doing well. Mike, it's so interesting how crypto gets... Oh, yeah, we just talked about that. It is... guys, we should be very, very excited that Bitcoin is separating off of the Nasdaq more and more as this bear cycle kind of goes on here. An easier way to kind of see this side by side would probably be going over to the Nasdaq here. Let me go to the 2 chart, and let's go over here to Bitcoin. Bitcoin USD. There we go. And let's get rid of the little side thing on the thing over here. Can I need to change this. It's just my personal preference. I can't stand having 2 different colored charts. It freaks me out. There we go. All right. We don't need the RSI. Now let's go here. This is the Nasdaq weekly on the left. Here's the Bitcoin weekly on the right. Right? We have a general vibe here, but you can see we're starting to differ a little bit. And even though it's hurting Bitcoin more by separating a little bit more from the Nasdaq, overall that's a good thing. We want Bitcoin doing its own thing while the Nasdaq is doing its own thing over there. Okay, Bitcoin shouldn't be following the Nasdaq, if you ask me. You guys know it's been very irritating over the past few months to kind of see all this stuff going down. All right, one more check. Monthly chart. Nasdaq's been falling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Bitcoin at least had a little bit of a reprieve in the middle here, while this just kind of went sideways and then down. Bitcoin a little bit better off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we're looking okay there. Back over here very fast, and then I had to do a little bit of research today. Most of my research was on Voyager. But that's mostly because I think a lot of you guys have more money stored in Voyager than you guys have in BlockFi, because BlockFi has more of financial products, if you will, unless it's just like a kind of an exchange. So what I found out about Voyager over the last few days is it's not really troubling to me because we'll talk about this a bit more here. But you guys know that Voyager and BlockFi got some large loans and some lines of credit to help them out in this kind of difficult time. And I thought when I heard this news, I was like, that means that, maybe there's a chance that Voyager goes bankrupt or BlockFi goes bankrupt and we have a massive type of, run on the bank type of stuff. And I was happy to see that at least for Voyager, BlockFi is fine as well, but Voyager is not in some type of critical position at this moment in time, at least I feel. Like what ended up happening with Voyager was kind of more of a spread that came over from the Three Arrows Capital hedge fund. And so, that these corporations all give loans out to other corporations and stuff like that with all their crypto because they hold such large quantities. Three Arrows borrowed or got a loan from Voyager. Voyager gave them, I think it was like hundreds of millions of dollars as a loan. Quite a big package. Well, with Three Arrows getting liquidated, they're not there. There's a high chance that they're not going to be able to pay back the loan to Voyager, and that's freaking out a lot of people because if Voyager doesn't get that money back, what will the balance sheet look like? There's going to be a huge gaping hole of $600 million on that balance sheet. So to kind of hedge against that, they were able to get I think it was like a $250 million loan, another $200 million line of credit, and then on top of that, they got 15,000 Bitcoin, and they got, I think, a few $1,000 or a few thousand, I don't know how much it was. No, it was millions of dollars worth of USDC coin to help stabilize things. So they're good right now. Even if we have another crash, I think they're going to be fine. I think they just need to figure out how they're going to have to try to figure out how to get that money back from Three Arrows Capital after they've been forced to liquidate their positions for taking some really stupid trades during this crypto cycle, right? So that's that. BlockFi is doing fine as well. My only problem with BlockFi is I think they're going to have to slow down some of all these lending products, so to speak, guys. That's been something that's been very concerning to me. So if you guys go over to BlockFi, because Voyager has a very simple website, very simple permits. It's an app. You just kind of use stuff. If you guys go over to BlockFi, you see there's a products. They got credit cards. They got crypto-based loans. They open themselves up to much more riskier investments, right? If you get a loan and you can't pay them back, there's tons of people that can get loans to buy crypto right now. And if crypto keeps on going down, they're not going to be able to pay BlockFi back, right? So that's the kind of concern. A much more smaller level than Voyager, but it kind of adds up, and that's the point. And while Voyager only has to worry about that one big thing with the Three Arrows Capital, BlockFi is going to have to keep on worrying about this the more crypto goes down. And I think, for the most part, most people will assume crypto is going to be going down, at least to what I've heard over the past week or so. 10,000 to 17,000 seems like a pretty good range. I would toss in the support level of $14,000 as well, but somewhere in there, and you might see some liquidations, and you might see them have some trouble to get their loans back. And they have Premier for high net worth clients. I wouldn't really trust them with that type of stuff here, but that's the issue with them going forward. But they have a lot of tools, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can get around all this madness going on. But both of these corporations have huge backers, billionaires, and the billionaires have not been hesitant to give them the money they need to keep everything running up and up and dandy, so to speak. So that's good news as well. All right, on the short term here, guys, let's look at this. This is actually pretty interesting. We just talked about the Golden Cross as far as the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin. I like this right now. We're still curling up right now. The futures are not as positive as we would want them to be, but they are positive. $46, $6, 24, 0.21, 0.17, 0.15. At least the green. That has an opportunity for us to at least stay one more day here at these levels and then eventually try to make a little bit of a boom up. Going back to that Nasdaq right here. Daily chart. We're just consolidating, and the longer we consolidate, the higher the chance for a reversal. It doesn't have to be a big reversal that goes up massively like, this one over here or maybe even this one. But just a little bit, the smallest of booms here for the Nasdaq should give Bitcoin a little bit of a clearing to at least go back up to like $21,500, $22,000. And we should be able to squeeze some shorts out there if we're able to consolidate long enough to have a bump here and try to finish off the month strong. Next month, again, is most likely going to be bad. But if we're lucky here, there's an opportunity now that we're down this close to the 200 weekly moving average on the Nasdaq that we can have a little bit more of a bounce play and have a little bit more of a formal bear market rally where the market goes up 5-10% before ultimately starting to crash back down again in a very flashy way. Okay. And we don't have a bottom yet here as far as I know, so I really can't do too many extension levels. But I'm hoping that maybe, we got that high. Maybe we can see what happens over the next few hours if Bitcoin does try to do a little bit of a turnaround and get back above those moving averages. Our first level of resistance is going to be pretty close to 20,762, all right? Now let's do that right there. We'll keep that there for now. Did it up right there? No, we didn't have this low at the time. So if we were going off of here, would that have worked? No, not really. Right there, yeah, a little bit, but let's keep that off for now. Okay. Okay, but hope you guys all had a good day. It wasn't too bad in the market, guys. I was surprised. I didn't really do much trading today. I bought some crypto today. I bought some STMX. What else did I buy? I bought some Crow coin here. I bought some Ape coin just for fun. I bought some ICP. I bought like $100 worth of ICP. I want to see where it goes over the next few months. And I bought some, Mana and Sand. I'm getting more optimistic about the Metaverse for this upcoming cycle. I want to see how that money gets spent. And like I told you guys before, I think pretty soon, I'm going to ask one of my friends if he wants to go with me. But I'm thinking of going to Comic-Con Seattle. I think I talked to them today, and they said they have a few more tickets left. Oh, geez, how do you do this? Buy tickets? Oh, that's some type of network. There we go. Comic-Con Seattle, they have a Metaverse section in there, and I want to see if any of this stuff is actually going into any of this stuff is going to be going into the crypto space. And if it isn't, whatever. If it is, or if it's not, I still want to do some research in here and see what these games are going to be about, because I want to see how I want to learn to see how these crypto manufacturers or these gamers, how they're going to make money off of all this and learn a little bit more about the industry, and hopefully make some contacts here in Seattle, because there's a huge gaming sector in Seattle, massive gaming companies here. But I don't know which ticket I'm going to be looking for here. It's none of this. The celebrity VIPs are sold out. Comic VIPs are sold out. Regular VIPs are sold out. There's one VIP ticket I want to get, but I don't know where it's actually at. Can I find it here very fast? Memberships? No, I don't want a membership. Fan. One more attempt, then I'm just going to give up on it. I have it. Do I have it? No, I don't have bookmarks somewhere. comic VIP. This is the only VIP ticket that's not sold out. So I think probably tonight or tomorrow I'm going to pay for it. Just get the $270 out of the way. And I'll have a ticket for one for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during the Emerald City Comic Con. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to stream during those days. I might just bring my laptop there or something like that in a backpack and be like, hey guys, I'm streaming here. Or just stream from my phone. I don't know, with an extra couple battery packs. But I think that's going to be pretty fun to do as well here. And I really want to get some context in the metaverse industry, because I don't know much about the metaverse. I know a lot about gaming, but not about how, not about this new world that's supposed to be launched over the next decade here. And I think right now, metaverse coins are going to be good. And so I've started to buy other coins as well, like UFO coin, things of that nature. Okay. And hey, Puma. Hey, Dollar Doge. What's going on right here? Right here. And hey, Muskie. Oh, I'll fix the Luna stream. I'll fix it right after this. I wonder what happened to it. Actually, hold on. You guys can see. Let me take off my, what do you call it? You guys can see how I fix streams here. I haven't had a chance to do that one. I've been too busy on the other one. There. I'm gonna make sure desktop audio is off so you guys can't hear what's going on. But this is how all my streaming stuff comes from Canada. Let's see. So what's frozen about it? Let me check it out. This is going up. This is going up. I wonder. Oops, don't mean to open up another OBS. Just open up the tab. There we go. Okay. And I had this open right here. Yeah, I don't care about the secure connection. That's going up. That's timer's going. Yeah, it looks okay. Let me do one more check for you, my man. I always want to make sure those streams are running up to tip-toppy shape. Luna live. 1 month ago. Let's see how this works out. Luna stream here. Okay, let me go back in time. 6 hours ago, does it look different? It looks different, yeah. It looks a little bit different here. I don't know. I'll see if there's a problem with it in a little bit, though. I got you. Okay, and we're seeing a little bit of a nice bounce with Bitcoin right now, so that's nice to see as well. What's right here? And hey, Nelly, I appreciate it, my man. I'm always going to share my thoughts with you guys. And hey, guys, look at just so you guys have a little bit of an update. Bitcoin in the last hour and a half is already up 3%. Doge is up 3%. Ethereum's up 4%. ADA is up 3%. Oh, you got Matic up 7.5% as well. Sheeb's up 6%. I'm glad I sold my short position. Gala is at 6%. Link is at 3%. And you got Engine Coin at 13% up today. So Man is up 5%. Sand's up 5%. We're seeing some positive movements here. One of the things you might be looking at here, Matic. This is Matic's 1 minute chart, a little bit different. A double bottom reversal, pop, pop, pop. And the other one over here is Engine Coin. Oh, Engine Coin. Wow, look at that. Had a surge, gearing up for another move here. It's at 52 cents. Let's see if it can go a little bit higher over the next few hours. That'd be really nice to see. But you can definitely see there's been a surge coming up here over the last few minutes for a lot of these coins. Some of the big ones being Sheeb, Matic, Engine Coin, and anything else here. Maybe Sand demand up at 5%. Not much is up above 5%. Okay, that's nice to see, guys. Hey, Rob. Right now I see Bitcoin kind of going more sideways between this, let's say, $18,000 level, $22,000 level, kind of just going nice and sideways until the market decides to make a move. Right now, Bitcoin overall still does follow the Nasdaq, even though it's kind of been separating over the past few weeks here. The Nasdaq is trying to hold the 200 weekly moving average to have a little bit of a bounce. We haven't come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average just yet, but pretty soon, whenever we do, maybe we don't have to come into contact with it yet, we should be due for a pretty sizable multi-week bounce, at least let's say a week bounce at the minimum, like we've done every other time in history. And then from there, I think Bitcoin should have a pretty good bounce as well. It'll bring in a whole bunch of FOMO around that time as well for Bitcoin, so You know, let's say the Nasdaq bounces, Bitcoin's going to bounce. You're going to see everybody on social media going, "Oh my gosh, we found the bottom. Let's go!" You know, all the yada 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 stuff. From there, new people enter the market again. They start buying up a lot. People, start really believing this is the bottom, so they start really going heavy with their positions. They open up some leverage longs. They burn some shorts. Everybody feels good. Then all of a sudden, the stock market starts to teeter right back down again, probably towards mid-July as we get inflation numbers. And then from there, liquidations start happening again. People start to panic again. People are now the proud owner of new, fresh bags. And then we just have to, we start the cycle all over again here, leading to some pessimism in the market. But for now, we're still in a good spot. But overall, Rob, sideways seems to be the way I think we're going to be going in the foreseeable future here. Let's see right here. Sorry, guys, making sure I got all those spammers comments right there. And hey, Powell. Powell's. I mean, it's nighttime where Powell lives. He's not doing anything right now. We had Powell talked in front of Congress today earlier in the morning. So it was hours ago before Powell was actually doing anything. It's been hours since he was talking in front of Congress. He made some news talking about how the Federal Reserve is going to combat inflation. He made some headlines by saying that inflation was here well before the Putin declared war on Ukraine. So if you guys are politicky guys, that was a kind of a bad moment for Biden because Biden keeps on saying Putin price hike stuff. On the other hand, Congress rightfully asked him, "You are saying you're going to do everything in your power to curb inflation." But then they went into detail and said, "Well, how are you going to lower energy prices?" He's like, "Well, I can't do that, obviously, because I don't have the tools to control the energy markets, nor would I want the tools, right?" So he can't fish energy prices. And then he said, and then another congressman asked him, "Well, supply chain issues are a big part of this coming out of COVID. What are you going to be able to do about the supply chain issues?" He says, "Well, we can't really do anything about the supply chain issues as well." And then, it finally went to him saying, "Well, what I can do is to get consumers to stop buying products by making them too expensive, basically." So that's where everybody was kind of getting a little bit iffy with him because in order for that to happen, he's going to have to put pain on the American consumer to make it so they don't want to spend any money. And those were kind of the more flashy moments of everything that we heard today. If anybody else has a recollection that they want to share, if they had time to watch the hearings today, I'm always happy to hear what you guys thought about it. But I didn't really find too much of it as new information. I think it was just new information for Americans that might have been interested to hear what's going on with this battle of inflation. Because Jerome Powell didn't come out looking worse or better, as far as the economics are concerned. But I think for the average American, they might have perceived him to be like, well, if Joe Biden says he can't do anything, and the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, says he can't do anything, who's going to be fixing this? Right? So it kind of ended up being like, things are bad. I should start saving more money, kind of leading us a little bit faster into that recession. But overall, not something like terrifying. But it reinforced everybody's negative views on the market, I guess is a good way to say how everything went. And there you go. Hey, here, my thoughts on Ethereum, about the same with Bitcoin as far as going sideways, but from a technical standpoint right now, let's go over to the weekly chart. There we go. Let's get rid of this old support level right here. I think right now Ethereum is a little bit more bearish than Bitcoin, actually, kind of how Bitcoin is around that 200 weekly moving average. This is the weekly chart. This is the daily chart. They look almost identical at this point. I think for the bullish case, we want to continue to consolidate for maybe a few more days here, go into the weekend, then have a rip. And I want to see if Ethereum can try to get back above its 20-day moving average. You guys can probably see right there, this green line right here. And then from there, probably get rejected pretty handily by some moving average up here. Pretty handily, I would say. We're going to get rejected up there if we make it up there in the first place. On the other hand, that resistance level might be somewhere around $1,300, something like that. So like a 30% increase is not likely, but it can happen with Ethereum for a nice little boom there because it did fall down so hard after this last move. Guys, this, we talked about the major breakdown spot for Ethereum right there. From the time we broke down there, it took 8 days to fall 47% for Ethereum. It is pretty oversold, more oversold than Bitcoin. All right. Now, since then, it's come up about 23%, and I could see it coming up about 40%, 48% or something like that from the time we finished the crash down here. Overall, though, I do think it's going to curl back down. For more of a bearish thing that could happen is, well, let's say we continue to curl. If we don't find a support level over here to continue those higher lows, Ethereum will most likely start heading back down towards $700, $600 levels. And that's where you might start to see that catastrophe start to head up for a lot of crypto coins. Maybe some more problems with Celsius and things of that nature. All right. Let me close this up very fast, because then we can talk about the 4-hour chart. Just like Bitcoin is having a little bit of a surge, this had a golden cross a few hours before Bitcoin did. I want to see if we could at least have a little bit more of a stronger move. You're seeing an opportunity for a breakout. I wouldn't say this is going to be the greatest of breakouts, but at least it keeps us on the right move, on the right track. Probably let's go to the 15-minute chart. Let's reset this here, and let's get this right here. There you go. And we're just trying to break out of it right now. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a surge. If not, it's okay. But, you know, we want to at least be going sideways for Ethereum. And maybe the 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart. There you go. You can tell the 1-minute chart we've broken out. We're trying to hold the line, and we're going to see if we can make a move. It wouldn't be uncommon for us to break back down and have a surge like 15 minutes later. But since Bitcoin's booming right now, maybe we have the opportunity. But usually we have a fake out the first time in this kind of sideways market conditions, which is why I keep on telling you guys, be very, very careful if you guys are buying right now. Not all the technicals are working as smoothly as you would want them to, because every time we break out, shorts are kind of there to trick everybody into cause them to freak out just enough to sell and take a small loss, leading to a bunch of people taking a loss down the road because everybody keeps on selling their long positions here. All right. But just because it closed above it on the 1 minute does not mean anything special for this. We want to see it close in the 5 minute, then the 15 minute, then hopefully over the hour, and then you might feel a bit more confident about it. Until then, you know, we've broken out of some trims in the past. This trend might only bring us back up towards maybe, you know, 1,150, but by no means do I expect this breakout to do anything major here. At least just confirm to me that this downtrend is over. Now we're going more sideways, and sideways is better than going down at this level here. And here, guys, daily charts. Let's go over to ADA. Excuse me. Oh, man. ADA is still grinding. Nothing really special going on right now. I want to see if we can just break above that 20-day moving average over the next few days. If we can do that, I think ADA would actually have a massive surge, because right above that is the 50-day moving average. And if we can get above this one, it's not going to take much more effort to get above the 50. And that was the last time we came into contact with it. It was a hard rejection level, and the 20 wasn't even hard for us to break out above. So as we get closer and closer, maybe, what's the 27th here? Going into the weekend and maybe early next week, there's an opportunity. Actually, we could even, if we started moving up consistently today, it might happen earlier. But I would assume over the next few days, if we're able to hold and have a little bit of reversal both in the stock and crypto markets, ADA would be a big popper in that market, just because if we break above both these moving averages, there's not really much stopping us besides this level of resistance right here and up here at like 61 cents. You know, even if we, like from here to 61 cents, that's still a good 30% profit there, even if you guys aren't trading with leverage. It's pretty good profit. Things like Ethereum Classic, pretty similar. You have an opportunity to have a nice low surge there, even though it's a little bit more separated out. A little bit more trouble, though, on the breakdown. I think the only reason Ethereum Classic is holding up okay right now is because Bitcoin didn't just keep on falling off of a cliff. That's the dollar index. Dollar index hasn't done anything so far today. XRP, something similar. We have an opportunity to have a little more of a surge. 20-day moving average doesn't mean squat for XRP, though. Doesn't mean squat. STMX, something similar. Broke down a while ago, trying to break back up, but you can see the support level has now turned into a resistance level. And, you know, maybe next 3 to 7 days, I'll say, if we're going to have a jump, if we have a jump during that time, a lot of coins will have some massive returns. We just have to let the market allow us to do that. And that's, you know, it's going to be a risk. Sheeb still going okay after this pump here. We're officially above the 20, using that as a support level right now, and trying to break above the 50 probably over the next few days here, just like everything else. FTM, an opportunity to pump. This is on my watch list right now. I want to see if I can get a move above, a solid move above the 20-day moving average here. We're fairly close. I don't know if I can actually show this to you guys or not. If I zoom out enough and I open up here and get the daily, will it show up here? Oh, there we go. Okay, you guys can see that little bit of a partial line there. That's how far away we currently are from the 20-day moving average. I want to see if later on today FTM would have a larger boom, and I'd be very, very happy if that happened. But this is just something on the watch list. I have no open positions in it right now as far as day trading or even swing trading. All of them are long. All right, let me take this back over here though to chart. There we go. Daily. We got Matic now. Matic's having a little more of a pump up, and what's it running into right now? The 20-day moving average. So, Litecoin is up 4%, has an opportunity to have a nice little pump here, even though it doesn't normally do it too much. Some coins are further away, of course, like, you see Gala, Link, things like that. But, Link. Huh. Link has an opportunity to get back up to $8. That might be kind of interesting. Anything else here that's worth talking about? I mean, there is, but, time factors and all that other good stuff. Engine coin popping up, getting rejected by the 20-day moving average here. Let's see what happens there. EOS has room. ApeCoin has room. ICP has room. I'm hoping ICP could have a big boom above that. That's one of the reasons I bought some, but we'll see. Mana, same thing, running into the 20. And again, some of these coins, 20 doesn't really mean as much, but the 50-day. When's the last time a lot of these coins hit the 50-day? All the way back here, early April. So we do have an opportunity to have a reversal. Even though it's going to be more of a bear market rally reversal for all of us, it's still an opportunity to make some money. Just don't fool yourself into thinking that this is the real bottom of the market. We still have another few months of really bad things to come. Unless Joe Biden can really fix oil prices by going over to Saudi Arabia, making a deal with them, and then making a deal with the oil corporations in America, that'll go a long way to fixing a lot of these problems that we're facing as far as from the inflationary headwinds in the economy. And then you see Sol right now already popped up, already broke down, trying to get back up. Much more choppy, but at least we haven't been above the 20-day moving average for Sol since April 8th. So again, we have an opportunity to have a little bit more of a move. Let's just hope that these 50-day moving averages aren't going to be the end of us and cause us to crash back down because we get rejected hard off of them. But a lot of the coins right now, well, overall they look bearish over the next few weeks. You can see the signs. The signs that we have an opportunity to have a major pump on a lot of these coins. We just have to get into a position where longs feel confident enough to really have a big surge, and that surge would be specifically to burn a lot of shorts out of the market, therefore causing a smaller squeeze, enough for FOMO to build up and people start buying, and oh my gosh, it's at the bottom. You guys, we talk about social media a lot on the channel. You will see the gears of social media at this point in time really going after saying this is the bottom. It's time to buy. It's time to buy. It's time to buy. It'll be very interesting to see how that pans out. See, and hey, Matthew, compounds doing well, decent as well. That's good. Compounds on Robinhood too. Anything on Robinhood can boom very, very easily because that means there's so much more capital available to be trading into it, right? See. And hey, Pavan, are we or will we be in a recession? If yes, what would be the effects on the stocks, crypto? Oh, they'd be down for a little bit of time, but within the recession, the stock market would find a bottom, and then from there we would start to have a reversal well before the recession actually ends. The market is a forecasting tool. People are selling right now because they perceive things to get worse in the future. When they start to see that things are getting better in the future, they have that perception. That's when they're going to start buying up more heavily again. I wouldn't say we're in a recession right now. We may be in a recession by next quarter. I think we already saw GDP shrink last quarter. Maybe GDP shrink this quarter, but I haven't seen any indicators that suggest that is happening. But again, we'll wait till next month when all the data comes out. From what I've heard from just watching Fox Business and CNBC, most economists think if we have a recession, it's going to be coming in 2023. I might think it's going to be happening sooner, but as far as GDP is concerned, I am no expert in GDP, so I would say assume that the economists are correct and not me. We should have a recession sometime in 2023. I just somehow think it's going to be more at the end of 2022, but we're going to have to wait and see how bad this inflation is hurting businesses and seeing if they're going to start laying people off or not. What was the impact of Bitcoin because of this before meeting? Oh no, the meeting happened a while ago. Hey Aaron, hey, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for the technical updates. Hey Aaron, really appreciate it. Thanks for becoming a member, my man. I always appreciate that. see. And hey, Tony, Ethereum to $105. Thoughts? I mean, for that to happen, Bitcoin would have to crash well down below $10,000. I don't see Bitcoin coming down that low. But I guess theoretically, if it did, it could happen. But I don't know if Ethereum's going to go all the way down to $100. That means 90% of the market cap for Ethereum would be wiped. So what would that end up being? Oh, geez. Let me do the easy thing here. 90 of cut paste. Okay, 110 billion, 117 billion dollars worth of Ethereum would have to be wiped out. I'm not entirely sure if that would ever happen personally. Because I think what's happening right now, and Jerome Powell kind of alluded this a little bit. Right now, banks are looking more and more at crypto because they're trying to find a way to monetize it, to make money off of this. And the way I would explain it to you guys is, they want to make a product so that they can sell it to their consumers and say, hey, here's how you can get exposure to the crypto money, the crypto markets, without taking too much risk. And here's the product of how you can do it. It'll cost you this much. It'll make you money, but it is quite expensive. Whatever it is. But that's what's going on right now. And I think as the next few months go along, and we go into next year as well, you're going to see Congress start to pump out some more crypto legislation. Probably starting off with stable coins, and then from there moving on to other coins like exchange, talking about exchanges, making sure they have liquidity, making sure a Celsius can't happen, make sure a Luna 2.0, whatever, Luna can't happen again. I think that's what the focus is going to be on. And right now they're just taking some small bets. I think those bets are going to be more than enough to keep Ethereum from going down to $105. But we'll have to see how bad this recession, how bad this famine gets. Because if it really does get that bad, there's an opportunity for it to do that. But that means at the same time, Bitcoin would probably have to lose anywhere from 70 to 80% of its current value, which means I don't know, it would have to lose more than that, wouldn't it? Yeah. It would have to lose way more than that for Ethereum to reach those levels. Yeah, well, we'll have to see how bad everything gets. It's possible, but I'm hoping that the economy doesn't get to that level where the global market that is Bitcoin wouldn't want to have at least a few $billion worth of Ethereum for market cap. If that makes sense? Let's see. So here, so I make sure. Okay, got it. Making sure somebody wasn't a spammer. And hey, Kenny, where we are on the Bitcoin 200, we're still well below the Bitcoin 200 weekly moving average. We're still well below that. If you're talking about another moving average, I mean, there's a lot of them, but we're still well below the 200. I don't know if we're going to get back above it anytime soon unless we have some type of considerable bear market rally going on for us. And guys, Bitcoin just got pumped, and now the shorts are coming in here to try to kill the fun. Pretty fast here. There we go. Let's get at that. All right. Loving Robinhood with new cryptos trading copper right now. Yeah, if you guys can find a coin that's on Robinhood for the long term that has a low market cap, if they start putting more coins out over the next few weeks, that'll be or even months, that'll be fantastic. Those are coins I'll be going in heavy in, particularly probably just on Robinhood, so we can kind of see how everything works out. And hey, Sivas, what's going on with Voyager? VGX. We talked about this in the beginning of the stream, but basically, Voyager Voyager gave out a loan to Three Arrows Capital. Three Arrows Capital lost a lot of money as they were forced to liquidate the position because they didn't have enough margin in there to stop them from liquidating, basically. Now, the reason that this affects Voyager is because, again, Voyager gave them a loan of like $600-700 million, and there's a chance that they're not going to be able to pay it back to Voyager. So Three Arrows Capital is not going to be able to pay it back. Now, the price has gone up a little bit now because they got a bunch of funding and a huge line of credit and a bunch of Bitcoins and a bunch of UDSC stablecoins. They got a whole bunch of support, and they got a billionaire on the side, so they have tons of capital. But that's what's going on with it. There was a fear that they were going to go. They were going to have to. they were going to have like $600 million balance sheet boom, right? And now they're okay, but it did scare off a lot of people. So if we go over here to let me see what the ticker says. Oh, make sure, where was that comment? Oh, VGX. There we go. Wait, is this? Hold on a second here. Yeah, this is Voyager. Yeah. So there's a fear that it's going to get worse and worse for them. So shorts are piling in and trying to make some money off it. But we'll have to see how bad things actually get for them. Let me go over to maybe the hour chart. There you go. I don't know what happened over the last few hours here. I have no idea what happened in the last few hours. If, however, if you guys are scared that Voyager may have an issue, do not hesitate to just move your money somewhere else. It doesn't take much time. You can put it in a cold storage wallet. If you guys are afraid that some of the interest money you guys are having there is at risk of being sealed up like Celsius, by all means, guys, really treat this as a risk and move your money if you feel like it reaches that level of concern for you. At this point in time, I haven't felt the need to move my money just because I saw that how much money they got, in forms of loans and stuff like that. But if I see another bad story about Voyager, I might take some of my money out of there just to protect myself. You just never know, guys. You never know. So just be prepared. Be safe. Now, again, it's up to you to determine if you need to do that. But there's always a safer place for crypto. And right now, those safer places would be if you want to transfer your crypto over to like somewhere like a KuCoin, or maybe a Voyager, or maybe a Coinbase if you just want, UDSC, something like that. Those are the places you can store it if you're afraid of Voyager having some issues down the road. And the same with BlockFi if you guys have some assets in BlockFi as well, because they both got massive loans and lines of credit and Bitcoins and stable coins and a whole bunch of other stuff to prop them up. So that's good. But in case any of you guys are freaking out or you guys have a question like, should I pull my coins out? If you're already asking the question, it's okay to move coins out. The interest isn't worth the worries, right? Just imagine everybody in Celsius. I think somebody told me the other day that BitBoy has like over $1 million trapped in Celsius right now, and he can't get it out. So just like everybody else, he's freaking out. Except for he has a chance of losing millions of dollars, while most people only have a chance of losing probably thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. But I haven't heard much updates as far as Celsius has been concerned. There we go. There you go. Nothing since July 19th. No news. They are still sealed. I know there's a lawsuit here though, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see if there's how the lawsuit rolls out. BitBoy is doing a class action lawsuit, which should be fairly interesting to see. What else we got? Matic is having a nice long move up right now. That'll be fun to short on the way back down. Engine just had a big old pump here. Ooh, look at that pump. This is an old trend line here. This doesn't matter too much as far as Voyager is concerned, or excuse me, Engine Coin's concerned. Probably looking at this actually. There you go. Anything else here? Yeah. Engine's up 12% in the last 2 hours, guys. That's really, really nice here. Sheep up 4. Nice little pump. Looking for a breakout here. Actually, look, did it already break out? Probably did. Yeah, already broke out. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. I guess this is an exact. Good enough for now. Breakout came bet down just like Bitcoin though, so be careful of these breakouts. It looks like I'd be looking for coins that are low, like that haven't popped off too much yet, like a Link. Maybe not a Luna. Maybe an XLM. Or maybe an ADA. They haven't really popped up. Maybe even Doge. They haven't popped off too much yet over the past week or so. Excuse me, guys. Oof, drinking too much water. Oh, yikes. Yeah, man. Getting rejected out. Wait, did we get rejected off the 200 or something else? 5, 1, 30, 45. We got rejected off of the 50. 1 hour got rejected off of the 200 and the 50. 2 hour, 20. All right. So we are starting to hit some of those larger resistance levels, and that's why we're having some issues right now. Let's hope over the next few hours that we can blast back above them and hold. That'll be crucial if you guys want to see any type of bear market rally here. So here. And hey, Jesus, no hablar inglés. What do you got? I didn't even know it was hablar. I was like, no hablar inglés. Don't worry. Maybe I should. I'm gonna have a translator one day. I'm sure I am. Hey, Michael. Just getting in here. That basically a double bottom pattern that just played out today on Bitcoin on the daily. Kind of. So, what's going on right now is like here. We still need to have a little bit more of a move down if you ask me to really get a confirmed bottom. That's why we're talking about more about this consolidation working out. If the market does have a little more of a downward move tomorrow, we might have an opportunity for Bitcoin to fall 2-3%, go back to 18,000, then find a floor around there, and then try to bounce back up, leading to a whole bunch of fear and stuff like that. The one thing that Bitcoin loves to do is it loves to crash and then have a big moment afterwards to really freak people out. But I wouldn't say necessarily it's a double bottom right now. If you want to go over to the 4-hour chart or anything like that, I still think we need to come down a little bit more to actually have a firm bottom. Right now, I just see us consolidating in this channel, using the Fibonacci level down here and the Fibonacci level right here. Consolidating, waiting for either a breakout above these levels where we hold, or hopefully we can have some type of pattern come out where we have a breakout there. So we already broke down here. That was a nice short if you guys got some altcoins and stuff like that. What I would be looking for is this. For now, I want to see this breakout, then close above the Fibonacci level, this first one, and then try to consolidate here for a little bit of time before ultimately breaking out. That's going to be a struggle. We have to rely on the stock market to help us out. But that's what we're looking at right now. Maybe even this one right here. If things, I don't even know which one to probably use at this moment in time. Whichever one's higher. Literally, just whatever one's higher. There you go. Those two trend lines are what we're trying to break out above, having a nice little bit of surge. That's what's really going to get everybody really salivating to buy crypto for somewhat of a bear market rally. But until then, I mean, we could always come back over here the next few days, guys, next few hours. Let's say next 24, 36 hours, get rejected, fall down, and then try again towards the weekend, and then finally have it move up. It's anybody's game. We do normally see a little bit more volatility, of course, at night and over the weekend. So, probably a few hours after the stream is done, we may start to see Bitcoin even start moving up a little bit higher, up to 21,100, or start crashing back down here to 19,000, 18,000 levels before we eventually try to make some type of short-term reversal, no matter which way we go. There you go. But right now, you can clearly see that, somebody does not want Bitcoin going up right now. Somebody really doesn't want to see Bitcoin going up here. See, hey Zach, probably 3K. That would be wild. Oh my gosh, yeah. And hey Tony, Bitcoin would be around 9,000 bucks at that point. Yeah, I mean it's possible. I guess I just don't know how much Wall Street is going to let it go down before they really start to accumulate, so they can make some money to have some products, right? One of the things that you guys notice more and more about all these crypto exchanges and all these people that make money off of crypto, they own a bunch of crypto, and then they're giving loans based off of the crypto they own. So I think eventually you're going to have to see Bitcoin go on the balance sheets. And you might not see it into Q3, Q4. Since they're publicly owned companies, they are going to have to say how much cryptocurrency is on their balance sheet. And when they do, I would expect it to be enough to really cause people to be like, oh my gosh, the banks are getting in, and cause a bit more of a pump. Not an all-time high pump, but something really significant, which would be really fun to trade back then. Yeah, it's not impossible. It's just that we're going to have to really wait to see if Bitcoin will really get down to that $9,000, $10,000 level. Technically, Ethereum can go down that low if Bitcoin's at 11,000, even 10,000, maybe even 12,000. Because, Bitcoin will fall down more, fall down less than Ethereum. So it can happen. It just, it almost kind of, I don't know what we want to call it. I don't know the phrase for it. But yeah, it can happen, yes. Hey Neil, hey Mike, I don't know why we're pumping. We're not pumping too much up right now. People are just trying to buy because they think there's a new day right now. We're trying to see if we can break through some resistance. What's basically happening here is there's a bunch of moving averages since. All right, so after the price crashes, right, we kind of bounce back up, and we've been consolidating. That's been giving a lot of time for all these moving averages up here from before we crashed to start coming back down. And now they're starting to act as more firm levels of resistance. What's going on right now are longs, whales, whatever, are trying to test out those limits one at a time to see if we can just bounce above the whole thing and have somewhat of a more bear market rally. But we're just in the testing phase right now. They're trying to, measure the temperature of the pool, so to speak. Maybe if I actually zoom out here, you guys would see a better understanding of it. So here's the 1 minute chart. You're not going to see many moving averages all over the place, right? Coming down, so to speak. 5, 15, 30, 45, 1 hour. Okay. You can start to see how the 200 came out of nowhere. We're starting to get above that now. The 2 hour, consolidating a little bit, but the 200 is way up here. The 3 hour, we're getting back to choppy with those ones, but the 200 is way up here. The 4 hour, same thing. We're at the moving averages. We have an opportunity, and it's way over here. So we're kind of reaching this point where we have there's a, what would you want to say this? A gap to fill for moving averages, the simple ones, the 20, the 50, the 200. There's an opportunity for us to get back up towards $24,000 before most likely ultimately being rejected. But that's what's going on right now, and this chart looks very icky, if you ask me. But we're just trying to create some type of higher low here, and if we can get some type of semblance of higher lows, then we might be able to get more optimistic as far as where we're going. But over the last few days, right, we're just here. What's a better way to show this? Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower low, higher low. We're just trying to stay above this level right now on the short term, and that level is 19,637. If Bitcoin falls below that over the next 24 hours, we're most likely going to have a dump. Not an all-time or this yearly dump where we're going down to 16,000 like that, but more likely would be coming back down here to at least the 18,000 level, trying to consolidate there and then trying to do a reversal. If we're not able to hold down here, then over the next few days going into the weekend, we'll most likely have a bigger dump. We're just trying to see if we can have any type of rally during this bearish sentiment. This is still bearish, but there's an opportunity right now for an opening for longs to try to break through those moving averages and Fibonacci levels here to move us up. That's what's really going on right now. But we're still bearish here. We're just trying to hope that even though Bitcoin's chart looks bearish, whose chart doesn't look as bearish? Nasdaq's. Can the Nasdaq hold? Maybe so. That's something to wait until Friday to see how this week actually planned out. Yeah, no worries, Sivas. And hey, Ken, nothing's much new here. We're just trying to consolidate to make another move up higher. So far, you're having some coins that are having some big days. Engine coins up 11, 12. What is it here? Sheep's up 4 now. And what was the other one? I forget the other one was. It's not too important here. But we are seeing some coins move up right now. Iffy, though, if we're going to continue the highs. Right now, then the futures are kind of iffy. Now we're down 0.3 when we were up 0.3 a few minutes ago. Now we're down 0.23, down 0.2. We're in an iffy market, but at least the Nasdaq is holding steady over these last few days. Let's see if it does, because if the Nasdaq holds steady, at least Bitcoin can try to go up a little bit more. Let's see. Hey, Sorenzo, Matic on Binance saving crazy APY 7% a year. That's a pretty good APY for holding Matic. It's a really good one if you ask me. It's right here. And hey, Joel, that's a bull chart. Look at it. Bull ahead. No, there you go. It's right here. And hey, Moonshine, exactly. Wall Street, very large market sentiment. Yeah, so Wall Street wants regulation. I would be happy if we got more regulation in the crypto space. I know a lot of people won't like it, but there's eventually going to come a day where Bitcoin only goes up like the stock market, where it has its bear markets and it comes down every now and again. But it's not going to be having the main crashes as more and more world governments go to regulate the industry, regulate the markets. So, who knows how many more times they're going to be before we have this. This could be Bitcoin's last major crash event, right? If there's regulations, if Wall Street gets involved, Wall Street's not going to want to deal with that volatility. They'll want to deal with the volatility going up, and maybe we go into these longer, protracted crypto markets where everybody's taking profits bit by bit. But when Wall Street hops in there, they're going to try to mitigate the risk of them losing money. They just want to make money. They'll be making products. They'll be making investments. They'll probably have specific crypto traders, just like how they have specific market traders for the Nasdaq funds, S&P funds, stuff like that. And there'll be a whole batch of products which they can make a bunch of money off of when and if the market gets fully regulated, which I think it will over the next few let's say next 4 or 5 years. But don't be surprised. They're thinking about buying it right now. In fact, some of them are buying it right now to just get ahead of the curve here a little bit, so they can add some exposure while crypto's at a very significant low level compared to where it was just a few years ago. And hey, Nelly, the water's getting warmer. Yeah, it's not too bad right now, guys. Not too bad at all. Look at this. I mean, even though it's a little bit choppy over the last like half an hour or so, we're still moving in the general good direction here. So in a pretty solid, positive direction. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right, take off my headphones right now. Oh, let me turn up my microphone a little bit. That might help out as a little bit as well here. But here we go, guys. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. Because, anything else as far as news? No, okay. Oh, Celsius is down again, too. I can move right here. Look at this. Last 7 days, everybody. Bitcoin's still down 10%. Ethereum is still down 13%. BNB is down 5%. Not too bad. ADA is down 11%. XRP only down 4%. XRP is holding up pretty strong over the last week, but over monthly, there are some coins that are doing worse. Dogecoin's up 3% in the last 7 days. In the last 30 days, it's actually doing very well. It's only down 24%. I mean, it's a quarter of the value, but it's still not terrible compared to a lot of other stuff. Polkadot's down 9.5%. Tron's Unch. Leo's up 17%. That one's looking pretty good. This one could have a nice pump today or later on through the week as well. Shiba's up 14% after having a good day. Anything else of note, though? There we go. Last 24 hours, Matic's up, Engine Coin's up. We talked about those ones. Uniswap is up, Flow's up, and Sand's up. And then Compound is also up a little bit here. I want to see if Compound can do any better, though, because it is on Robinhood. It does have access to more buyers in the market. Again, the only caveat being it costs like, what, $41. A lot of people don't like to pump up stuff that's not in the pennies because they feel like they can't own a large position in it. So they kind of always have this hesitation from a psychology standpoint. Sorry. All right. Nothing going on there. We talked about whale number 3. I haven't seen anything new here. I'll get more worried about a potential drop the day this guy sells some stuff off. But for now, I haven't seen anything crazy going on from him. And one other thing here. As far as liquidations are concerned, guys, look at this. Longs liquidated 36.99 million, close to 37 million, and shorts liquidated 17. So, you're seeing a little bit of back and forth. Yesterday, the shorts were liquidated more. Today, the longs liquidated more. That's what you see in kind of a very boring sideways market environment. The longer we go sideways here, guys, the higher the opportunity we have to having a move up. We just got to hope that we can have some support from the Nasdaq and the S&P and the Dow moving up as well. Because if they can hold that 200 weekly moving average and have a little bit of bounce. That's going to be a good sign for Bitcoin to have a move up as well. Let's just hope that Bitcoin doesn't decide to separate from the Nasdaq at that point in time and go down here. Was any of the big news out here? There was the Mark Zuckerberg Metaverse thing. I thought this was more of a funny thing where it was just really, really boring. It just nothing really happened here. But I am getting more optimistic. I think I'm shifting more money into Metaverse coins. You guys know my philosophy for Metaverse coins over here. Metaverse. I think it lets me do this. No, it doesn't let me do this. It's fine. Can I do it? No, let's just do this. You want to click on the Metaverse and coinmarketcap.com, and you just want to scroll down a little bit. And once we get down to like $60 million market cap, $50 million market cap, really small amounts, I've been starting to buy a little bit of each coin here. Not a lot, but I'm trying to get my exposure to as many coins as I can. And some of these coins are actually above $1. Some of them are now like below $2 is my little philosophy here. So I got some Starl, I got some UFO Gaming, I got some Blocktopia, I got some Infinity Token, Terra Virtue Collect. I don't even know what this is, but I bought some the other day. VRA, I bought some of that only because it's under penny. So I've been buying up more and more Metaverse coins, hoping that some of these coins have an opportunity to dethrone the big dogs up here, like Mana and Theta and ApeCoin and Sand. I'm hoping we can have. I'm hoping some of these coins can come out of nowhere from the really, really small market cap perspective and just blow through them with good marketing in the next time around. That's what I'm really hoping for coming up here. Oh, and hey, Robert, I saved 10K and to DCA my long-term crypto when the bottom is in. For now, I'm trading Ape, STMX, Jazz, and Bitcoin to build more capital. Dude, as long as you're kind of building up more capital, so at the end of the day, you own more crypto during the next bull rally, you're going to be just fine, man. That's a good strategy right there. Is EGLD something worth acquiring in the bear market? So many blockchains, who knows what's what anymore? I would say if you want to do it personally, I'm not really investing too much money in that time frame, or not too much money into it. I have like maybe a couple $100 into it, but not really anything massive. I've been going off of more coins that I think have utility, or at least they have something like tangible where there's a way for them to make money in the future. So like I don't know, like what's one of the coins I bought over the last few days I've been buying for a while. Here's UFO Gaming. By no stretch is this some type of great product out there right now. The price is very low. The market cap is very, very low as well. You go over to the website and, let it load up a second here. There you go. All right. Welcome to the future of blockchain gaming. Play to earn gaming. They have our games and stuff like that, right? By no means is this something really, wow, this is amazing product. This is going to be revolutionary. Nothing like that. However, it does have 144,000 followers. It did get a lot of clout popularity during the last little Metaverse rally that we saw. But I'm hoping that this is going to be something that really grows into something down the road, and they're going to have a good way to make money off it. Am I going to be buying their NFTs? No. Am I going to actually be playing their game? No, not unless they pay me to. If you're listening, I'm open. I would love to play Metaverse games for money. But, I guess they're coming with the dark Metaverse coming soon. I don't know what that is, but, it's interesting. And so there's an opportunity here. You go over to careers. They actually have people that they're hiring, and not everybody can say they're hiring in this current market. So that means they're flush with cash enough to pay for a senior Solidity engineer and a tech lead. Those are not cheap positions, right? I mean, they may not be getting the same pay and benefits as Microsoft or Apple over here in Seattle, but they're gonna be making some good money basically. All right, you go over here to UFO. Oh no, sorry, let me get out of UFO. What's another one? Just a random one here. Low market cap. What can I do over here? Less than a penny. I don't have this coin, but let's go over here. ISPO link. They need better names for these things. This ranks over 1,127. Not by any stretch of the imagination something that's really going to be eye popping for a lot of people. It's going to take them a while to find this. But you go over here. Pretty good website. Look at this. We build the future of work on Web3. ISPO link. I don't know what the name is a metaverse-based cross-chain platform for developers leveraging BSC and AI. We empower the blockchain, metaverse, DeFi, and gaming companies to source leading Web3 talent seamlessly, right? So they have some type of way to make money off of this. They got investors. Look at that. That's good. They even got Gate.io. They got somebody from China, Master Ventures, Titan Ventures. I don't even know what these companies are, but they link to their website in case you guys want to know what's going on. So they do have some investments going on right now, and that's good, right? Oh, I think how do you deal with this website? I don't know. Polygon Fund? I have no idea how this website works. Oh, so if you want to get money. Oh, so yeah. They got investors. So that's my point. So they do have some exposure. I'm not saying these guys have spent billions of dollars into this coin, but at least they have the people are investing in them enough for them to make money in the future. And that's going to be the really big goal as we look at all this stuff going forward. I'm going to be excited about all these coins. And it's not just the Metaverse coins. You can go to NFTs. You can go for Polkadot, BNB, and Solana, whatever. As long as they have some form of utility, it's going to be great. And I think with Web3, there's going to be a whole new revolution of gaming. So even some of the ones down here that might be kind of harder to find on the open market because not every exchange has these coins, of course. But let's say we go down here to the coins that have hundreds of thousands of dollars of market cap. So very, 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 very high risk coins that you're not going to be dumping your entire mortgage into. Not more than like maybe $100 if you're really taking a big yellow. Most of you guys will probably put anywhere from $5 to $10 in these coins. So let me find a coin here. I don't even know. Metaverse X. Well, let me see. These names all suck. Okay, let's just go to MetaX. $557,000 market cap. Year to date, it's lost 87% of its value. That's like a lot of coins here. All right, that's not necessarily like a bad thing. Now, low market cap, low price is at 21 cents. You know, not under a penny like I want, but it's still there. Oh, can't show you that video. There you go. So you can play now. It's a decentralized virtual world sandbox building game that supports NFT creation and trading and play to earn mode. Anyone can own virtual land in the sandbox world, design and create various buildings and virtual items, and realize the auction and exchange of virtual items through NFT. Now, I'm probably not going to like this as much because I don't really care for NFTs personally. I know some of you guys have them. It's nothing against you guys, nothing against NFTs. I just personally don't like them, right? And they have some explanations here, whatever it is. And again, they have some investment partners as well. Now, these are not going to be, again, high market caps, but CoinMarketCap.com gave them some money. They did. CoinGecko gave them some money, right? I mean, of course, you'd have to vet all this stuff out to make sure they really did get money. They're not just posting up stuff here. But, you know, that's why you're going to go over to the Twitter. They got 16,000 followers. You might listen to a couple of their AMAs, make sure they're legit, that type of stuff. And then, you know, if you like it, toss $5 in here. 5. And I'm serious. Not more. Like, you're not putting a lot of money behind these coins. But if it's like at a couple 100,000 market cap and it gets up to just a few million, you're going to have fun with that $5. If it goes up to $1 billion by some lucky, really YOLO type of play, you're going to be looking very good at the same time. You can turn that to thousands with a very small investment. But you have to understand these coins are such a high risk that you don't want to be opening yourself up to so much, you know, risk, right? But here, whatever this coin is, can I actually buy it anywhere? I can buy it on Gate.io. There you go. I can buy it without having to do a freaking swap because nobody wants to do gas fees in this market environment. So you have an opportunity to buy this one. I'm not saying do it because you have to do more research before you would do that, of course. Back to homepage. But, you know, that's the stuff you're doing right now. That's kind of all the cool things you're looking for. But remember, the majority of Metaverse coins, they are the smallest of market caps. Let's go to page 3 here. 6,934 on the list. 7,000. Let me go zoom in here a little bit. There you go. You know, then we start losing the market caps here. That's how low market caps they are. Some of these products are like 0. I liked this one a while ago. It's gone to 0 as far as I know. I don't even know if my position's even worth anything anymore. That's why I only invested a couple $100 into it. I was like, you know, self-reported market cap. It has a little red arrow. Let me go to something that might have a little more stability. Self-reported. Okay. I wouldn't even look at the last page then because that looks like too high of a risk. Let's go to page 2. There we go. A little bit better. Kalau, don't know what that is. Poker, oh, this is the one we were just on. But let's go all the way down here to the lowest market cap one we can find before it starts getting right here. $15 market cap. Oh, geez. I don't know if that's true. But let's go over here. Dracula, Etherland. Whatever Etherland is. Whatever this is, okay? 2000. It's ranked to number 2012. We go to the website. Website? Oh, there's 2 websites. Okay. Connecting blockchain to global real estate. I don't know what this is, but welcome to Estatepedia. Owned and managed by the people on an immutable blockchain protocol. Get rewarded for creating and staking digital assets representing the real world price. A real world place. So it's already on the App Store. That's kind of nice. So they already have something they can do. I don't know if they're making money off of this yet. I don't see any, sponsors or anything like that. But again, you know, just hop over to the Twitter, follow them. It doesn't take much to follow them. It's a very, very, very tiny following here. But, you know, you want to see what they can do and if it's worth it for you, or if you think you could put a $5 bet on it, you're going to go down to the bottom here and you're just going to say, I can do it. I'm not going to swap for it. I'm not even going to try to buy this. This would be something on the watch list. If it ever gets to an exchange, awesome. But until that happens, I see no reason to buy this coin until it gets on an actual exchange here. Futures are down a little bit here. Oil is still going down. That's good for the prices pretty soon as well. So, but yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just doing a lot of little nitty bitty research, and I'm looking at what companies can I see making money down the road, and are they actually hiring? Hiring's a big one. If they're hiring staff for some type of big move or, you know, a new addition, whatever it is, to the game, whatever it may be, that's going to be a positive sign for me, showing they're actually being proactive. Even though the price of their coin has gone down considerably, they are still working and working and working, understanding that this is going to be a long-term bet for them. And then of course, you know who else is hiring right now? The finance guys over on Wall Street. They're hiring blockchain experts and digital asset experts to start figuring out what they want to be buying here. And it's not going to be anything we just talked about now. It'll be more the big dog plays, but at least they'll be able to package it to their consumers. Like, can you imagine if there was a Metaverse ETF? A Metaverse ETF that had only stocks like Facebook and stuff like that, but also the one just an ETF focused on crypto. That'd be an amazing thing to be in right now, or for the long term, of course. And hey, Michael, what exchange does everyone use? I don't know where to keep my crypto anymore. I use BitGet. There's KuCoin. There's Binance US. If you're in America, if you're outside America, you can use Binance. There's FTX is good. If I were to tell you guys the safest ones I know right now, I would say FTX is one of the big ones. Bitcoin, Binance US is one of the big ones, and KuCoin, that'd be really good. BitGet's really safe as well, but the only thing about BitGet is I don't think they have USDC. So for whatever reason, over the next few months, Tether would depeg. They might face some issues there. But overall, I think those four are pretty solid. But I would still put BitGet as number 4 on that list until they get USDC in there. But KuCoin's fine, Binance US is fine, and FTX is fine if you like those three. They're all solid if you ask me. Let's see. And hey, Dollar Doge. Oh, Dollar Doge. Okay, this is interesting. He does more metaverse stuff than I do. My gaming coins is somewhat of my thing, but in actuality, it's all about what's been flowing. In my opinion, I stick with it. Hey, if it's working, it's working. You guys know, I'm more of a fundamental guy, or I care more about are they going to make money? Because then I think I'm more about partnerships for the long term and stuff like that. But I want to see if Blizzard, the company, or Activision, or whatever, comes out with their own metaverse coins. I would love to buy some of those. Anything like that where they can make money and they have like a business model behind it. I'm more excited about those coins because I think that once the lingo gets in there from Wall Street, hey, Mana is doing a formal buyback today on I watched on CNBC. Mana is doing a buyback, some craze like that we don't think about now. I could see it happening in the future. Those types of cool things. What is that? A Minecraft skin? I don't know. I don't play Minecraft. My sister does. She plays Minecraft. All the games that big streamers play, she likes playing those with her friends. She has a huge friend group that all they do is play video games. They go out and have fun. My sister was at the lake house a few days ago, going boating, and I think next week they're going tubing, and then the week after that they're going camping out in the mountains and doing some hiking, which will be fun for them. But summer vacation, they're high schoolers. But yeah, every time I go say hi to her, it's some type of video game going on in her room. But I mean, I can't complain. I bought her a gaming PC for her birthday last year, and it's like a $2,500 computer. So any game she wants to play on that sucker, she plays it with no problems. And hey, Coin, can I look at math crypto? Yeah, let me just take a peek at it on CoinMarketCap. Math. Hey, Loki, how you doing, boy? Uh, those two maths. I'm assuming you're just doing the math one. It's up 125%. Be very, very careful of this. This is probably a huge pump and dump, but let's see how this works out first. Um, the multi-chain wallet for Web3. What is with this website? I think it's meant for mobile format. Backed by some companies here, some decent ones as far as I can see. Math giveaway, lunch on Twitter giveaway, and giveaway in 2 minutes. So what is this? Ascensions. Oh, I can't actually click on it. Okay. Web wallet, hard wallet. Oh, that's kind of cool. Ledger Nano. Okay, sports math wallet app. Um, don't they just have an explanation of what it is though? Here, blog June 16th. So they've been pretty active on here. I don't know. I have no idea what this is. Um, what? Oop, messed up there. Let me see if I can find the chart on TradingView. Math, USD, Coinbase. Let's go to the hour chart, I guess. Oh, it looks like it might have just gotten put on Coinbase, and that might be where the reason it's pumping up here a few hours ago. Now, it looks like it's soared up about 416%, and it's currently dying back down right now. This might be fun to day trade, but I'd be very careful about buying in right now for any type of long-term positions, unless you're looking for some type of short-term swing or something like that, right? You're just starting to get moving averages on this one as far as Coinbase is concerned. I wouldn't be trading it personally. The risk is just too high for me. But if you wanted to have some fun, like a Luna or a Luna 2, this would be in that same type of ballpark here. Until this settles down, over the next few weeks, then I wouldn't really be buying it too much. But what's the market cap? 38 million. It can certainly go up higher if you wanted to do some type of YOLO long play with it. But any play I would buy on right now, it would be a YOLO. Maybe over here. Hold on. Before this pump happened, before I got on Coinbase, what did it do? This is a month. It was between 12 cents, 15 cents, 12 cents, and now it's up to what, 33 cents? So it's had a little bit of a boom. Let me go back over here to last year. At all-time highs, it got up to 171. So it could definitely go up higher here over the next few days. Just be very, very careful about it, though. Very, very careful. This is going to be one type of... it's going to be a pump and dump of some type of sort. You just have to wait. You got to be able to time the dump. So if you're making money off of it... drag this back over here. Oh, what was that? Yeah. If you're making money off of it, by all means, continue to make money, but just be careful because this will eventually not find a bottom and do a reversal. It'll eventually just keep on going down, and that's going to be the big worry there for a lot of people. But I think from what I've seen, the news is they just got put on Coinbase. I don't know. Coming to Coinbase maybe. I don't know why people are doing it. Bull coming, yeah, whatever it is. But yeah, so it looks like it just got a little bit of a short-term pump. Be careful, very risky, but it could be fun. Okay, nothing's over there. So I thought my dog was doing something, but he's over here sleeping. But yeah, it looks like it's a pretty big move right here. Look at that. So far, if you bought at the highs, you'd be down about 52% right now. So definitely be careful off of that one. There you go. And Bitcoin's going more sideways right now too. That's nice. We have an opportunity to get above that 200 moving average. Let's see. And hey, D's, I just want to knock some bugs, Starship Trooper mobile infantry style. If Metaverse can achieve that, I'm in. What do you call it? If they made a Starship Troopers Metaverse coin, that'd be absolutely hilarious. I would love to see that. I think they'd probably get sued, but if they're doing it outside the country, that might work out a little bit better for them. And hey, Justin, not much is going on. The entire market is pretty much going sideways over these past few days. We were right about the stock market opening up low and then grinding up throughout the day. It opened up higher than it opened up. It closed higher than it opened, so that was good. But right now, we're trying to figure out if we're going to have a bounce or if we're just going to continue kind of gliding along going into the weekend. We want to see the Nasdaq and the stock market have a little bit of a pop before Bitcoin looks too weak to really be buying it and kind of leading into like a drop going into this weekend here. But besides that, we have an opportunity for to bounce and break above a whole bunch of moving averages. They're still kind of creeping down, so I would say if you want to see a big move in the market, it'll happen sometime over the next 36 hours. Otherwise, those same moving averages that we're trying to break above, they're going to be resistance levels that we get punished and we get slammed back down once we test them. But besides that, nothing crazy has been going on. If you want to see some fun though, every now and again you're finding a coin that's popping off more than others. Those are some coins that have been pretty fun to day trade. Engine coin is currently up 11% in the last hour and a half. That's something that's really nice. Or, 2.5 hours. Most of the coins are okay. Sheeb's up 4.5%. Anything else up a little bit more right now. Sand and Mana are both about 4% as well. So, a little bit of stagnation here, but that's nothing to be complaining about. I'm still sitting on my hands, and I sold my Sheeb shorts yesterday as well. So I closed those positions out, made a nice little bit of profit. I wish I could have made more, but Bitcoin started to consolidate and go sideways, so that kind of worried me out of the position here. Hey, Deladoche, it's a gamble, and if it sounds too good to be than it is. My brother, White on Rice, made a great playoff of gaming coins. Yeah, I remember White on Rice. What do you call I am super excited to see where the metaverse goes this time. And part of the reason is, we're not most likely going to reach all time highs here in 2023. It's most likely going to happen in 2024. There's going to be a whole new gaming generation coming up over the next few years. They're going to be like, I want the metaverse. I want it now. I want to see if Facebook will actually sponsor some of these metaverse games, and then they'll be allowed to go on the meta platform, so to speak. There's so many possibilities here. And I mean, so many. Right now, it's even hard to fathom them. But I'm really hoping that this whole ecosystem in the metaverse can really grow into something fantastic. Whereas other companies, it's going to be a little more harder for them to make money, right? But as far as gaming, everybody loves gaming. There's going to be a lot of advertising in this new world and Web3 and everything like that. It's going to be fun to watch it, but there's going to be a lot of money to be made, and might as well invest now while all these coins are like in the hundreds of millions of market cap, some of them even in the $50s, $40 million market cap range. Buy it now, see where it goes, and it doesn't take a lot of money to make you money unless you really want to go in heavy, which is much more of a higher risk, which I don't really recommend, but it's your money. Do whatever you want with it, right? What's right here? Oop, sorry, I skipped some of the messages right here. There we go. The new Star Trooper game is out. I'm sure too many bucks. I might have to buy that one then. Is it a good idea to buy more VGX on this dip? If you do, I wouldn't be buying it in bulk. I'd be buying a little bit today, a little bit smaller, just a little bit more. Or if you just want to buy some coins now, and by all means go for it. But be careful that if the price continues to drop, you don't want to panic too much because of it. I own some coins. They're down quite a bit. I'll probably buy a little bit more, but I'm not going to double down into it too much just because I don't want to have too much exposure in case for whatever reason Voyager goes kaput. It doesn't seem like it because they got this massive loan, massive line of credit, and on top of that, tons of Bitcoin and USDC. But the fear could always drop the price more. And so for now, I'd be buying a little bit every few days and, adding more to that position. But by no means am I just going to be buying a huge block and just kind of holding it during this bear market rally until the market tends to cools down just a little bit here. And hey, Robert, you have a great rest of your night, my man. Thanks. When would be a good level to short Matic? I wouldn't short Matic until Bitcoin finds a top here, and it looks like it's going to have a full-on reversal. Right now, Bitcoin's not showing any major signs of slowing down here. So, over the next few days, if Bitcoin gets back up here towards 21,256 or maybe up here to 21,525, and that might be when you want to start shorting Matic a little bit more, because there's a chance that if you short Matic right now, go over here, there's no reason to short it right now, in my opinion. If I was to short this, I would short it the moment it comes into contact with the 200 weekly moving average, 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Sorry, not weekly, the 4-hour chart. That's exactly when I would short it. Otherwise, 3, there's an opportunity to short there. 2, we already broke above that. 1 hour, I guess we broke above that as well. Way over here, yeah, that's the support for us. Daily, we're having issues we're trying to hold above the 200 or the 20. Normally we get above the 20, but we end up stopping a little bit higher than that for last time we got rejected off the 200. Yeah, I would say maybe around the 200 if I get lucky. That would mean that the price of Matic goes up another maybe 9-10% and then eventually comes down. I could see Matic having a 20% day if it really wanted to. But the way I'm looking at it, if I want to have more confidence in the short, I'd probably be looking to short around 55 cents. Maybe 55.5 cents, but that's when I'd be looking to short it off of this chart, and then eventually we get knocked down, break down below the 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart, come back down to maybe 45 cents, and then I might take that 10% profit and run to the bank with it. Maybe it comes down even more, but that's what I'd be looking at there. Or if you want to be more, technical about it and not just go off of a moving average, you could always try to short this bad boy when it break down below this trend line. But I think it'd be a good opportunity as well, just have prior knowledge on this coin, to try to short it at the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Otherwise, if you want to give it some leeway, you might be able to do the same thing here on the 3-hour. But on the 3-hour, that's 52 cents. The 4-hour, it's 55 cents. So if you wanted to open a position sooner, be okay with it going down a little bit before the short actually starts making money, you could do the 200 as well, knowing that maybe we don't get above the 200 on the 3-hour chart to even get to the 200 on the 4-hour chart. So somewhere around that level, personally, between maybe 53 and 55 cents, 52 and 55 cents, around it there. And then from there, get rejected, come down here, most likely break down if Bitcoin's not doing anything great, and then probably start to sell somewhere around there, something like that. So where it looks more like a full bubble up here, maybe around 44 cents, not 45 is what I said, but maybe 44 is better, maybe or even around 43, 42. That's probably the best way to be doing Matic right now. But I would not be shorting at this moment in time. It is pumping up a storm right here. 1 minute chart. Still grinding up right here. Hitting some resistance, but I mean, it should be able to pop here, I'm hoping. 1 second. Come on, just... There can't be such... There it goes. I must say, there can't be a massive wall at this point when it comes to Matic. They're going to try to short at a very optimum price. They're gonna hurt a lot of people on the way back down here, but that's just the way the market works, right? 52 to 55 cents is going to be a decent range to be trying to short into this one, though. There we go. There's a lot of pop we were talking about. All right. Meanwhile, Bitcoin just kind of going sideways here. Right here. Hey, Nate, Coinbase. Oh, today. Okay, it is today for the from math. That's good then. You should be able to short that sucker down if you have the opportunity to over the next few days. But be careful with it. Usually, after it comes, that big bump, it might pop even more. Let's see, make sure, guys. Is Matic going to stop tonight? I shorted it, but it keeps on going. Probably around that 55 or 52 to 52 cents to 55 cent level. That's what I'd be looking at there. Be careful with it, but if you're lucky, Bitcoin will get rejected off of this 200 on the 15, and that might start Matic coming down a little bit faster there for you. But what is Matic up right now on the Coinbase? Oh, sorry, there's a jet plane outside. It's up like 20%. It might go up a little bit higher than that, but hopefully you can find some reprieve, or you might be able to see a reversal around that 52 cents to 55 cent level. All right, what's right here? Hey, wake up, Papa Uni. Let me see. And you're going off of 354. I don't know. Uni is above 354 right now. 354. Oh, you're talking about down here, maybe? No, what level are you talking about? Because the lows for Uniswap should be already lower than that, shouldn't they? Yeah, 333. Let me know if this is the wrong coin here, because this is Uniswap. I don't know if you're talking about another coin here, because right now, this is on a pretty solid uptrend here. It'll most likely break down eventually, but it's still pumping up day by day by day here, which is looking pretty solid here. It's up 6% in the last 2.5 hours so far, so it is looking pretty strong here. But I don't know about breaking down below the 3. You said 354. You might be talking about 333. Over the next few weeks, I would expect it to break down below 333 and then move down even more to about the levels over here. Maybe let's say maybe 185, maybe $2 range in the short term. So it should be looking pretty bad, but it looks like it wants to have a little bit of a reversal for now. Maybe even going into next week if we're lucky here. If we're lucky. Go over here. There we go. Okay. Hey, Dollar Doge. 55 sounds reasonable. 52 is my short on my other wallet. There you go. I always like looking at some of those moving averages because you do see them start to have larger and larger effects when we're in these bear market rallies because it takes forever for all those moving averages to start creeping back down. Oh, $5.34. Oh, okay. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Wait a second. Oh, okay, yeah. So 534, not 354. Okay, that makes sense right there. That makes sense. Okay. Um, and hey, crypto. No, we're not following right now. We're still consolidating here. We had a breakdown last night. That was a good shorting opportunity. We pretty much moved out of going down fast, and we're just kind of consolidating sideways here, hoping to make some type of reversal, but nothing really crazy is going on right now. I think part of that is futures. They're down a little bit, but earlier they were up a little bit, and they were down a little bit. So futures are kind of all over the place. That kind of symbolizes that nobody knows what's going to happen today. The market's just kind of waiting this out because we have one more day of hearings, I believe, for Jerome Powell, and everybody's trying to hope that there's no really bad news coming out of it. So everybody's just taking it easy and hoping that he doesn't freak out the market any one way, going either way actually, because then that might shorts will either be mad or longs will either be mad. Right now, nobody's mad because nobody's making money because we're just going sideways. Unless you guys are going after the engine coins, the math coin that we talked about a while ago, Uniswap coin that we talked about a while ago as well. Uh, Short this morning hasn't been my entry at 534. Hold on a second here. Okay, let me look at this again. 534 as we talked about. 534. I mean, you're fairly close. Um, you're going after this 5-3. Not really much from an extension point of view I can do here, but let me see if there's anything I can look at. I guess that. Did that work out for us? No. Are any of these actually working out though? Not really. One. No, we're not going to be up that high. Yeah, there's not really. We didn't have enough of a dip to really do a Fibonacci extension level. Back over here. Maybe go a little lower. Let's see how this works out. I mean, it's always a little bit off here. I guess what? I wouldn't trust that one either. Yeah, there's no good extension tools right here. What I'd be looking at probably is kind of the resistance you are about that 535 level, maybe even as far as 541. But if you want to make sure you at least get in that position, it's probably not a bad price to be going in. But just be careful of Bitcoin having whatever surge going into tomorrow. That's the only worry that you would have right now for the short. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's attempting to break out above the 20 and the 50 on the 4-hour chart. That might not happen for another hour until we close off this candle and try to make a move up later on. Oh, there we go. Hey, Michael, I haven't paid attention to every coin's prices we've gone down, but it's amazing when we start talking about some of these coins, the prices they're at now. What do you call it? They're all pretty bad. A lot of them are really, really bad. They've all gotten hit pretty hard, and that's understandable if you look at it, how much they've risen over the past few years, and how bad the economy is looking right now. Not just from the American standpoint, from the global standpoint, the whole world looks like it's going to like in a bad spot. So we'll have to see how bad things get. But that's just the way the world is, unfortunately. And the crypto market, it's been here before, and this is normal. As crazy as it sounds, I know you know that, but it definitely has been pretty crazy. And you want to talk about Solana? Solana is, there we go. Solana's not really doing anything crazy. It's getting kind of choppy around the 20-day moving average, but you can see it's not really, it closed above it, closed down below it. It's not having any momentum, which is kind of interesting here. We hit the old level of support. We got rejected from it. And even going over here on the 4-hour chart, we're not really doing anything crazy. I think it's because the trend line here is such a stagnant one. So if we go from here to here, we have so much more room to come down before going up. So if you're looking for something as far as Solana, you want to see it settle down a little bit more, then you want to be able to draw a trend line to it. Because, the last time we broke down, it was a pretty nice breakdown moment for us. We want to see something to bounce off of. And right now, if you want to go for pivot points on the 4-hour chart, I guess we can. But what would that end up being like? work if I go right here? No. Will it work if I do this? No. Yeah, the technicals on Solana aren't working so hot. That's just because it's having some nice little sideways, bumpy road moves, I guess you would say it. Not really solid upward moves. There we go. Maybe from the Fibonacci extension tool, though. Up to daisy, down to daisy. You hit the price target of 1 already. You might be able to get back up to $37 again, or if Bitcoin really rips up, you might be able to get up to $47, $46. That might be kind of fun, but that's really going to be dependent on Bitcoin's ripping. Right now, it looks like we're in an ascending triangle using this trend line over here and this one over here. Probably better to do it, make it look like this. If I can get that there. You can even call this a channel, where eventually we're going to be breaking back down. The moment we break down below this trend line, that might be an excellent opportunity if you wanted to short Solana. That'd be actually very, very nice there. But that might take some time if Bitcoin's looking to have a little more of a bear market rally here. There you go. Bitcoin's doing everything it can to really try to surge up here, guys. Everything it can to have a nice little finish off to this hourly chart, but it's looking a little bit more tough. If we're not able to start having a move over the next half an hour, we could have a pretty sizable dip back down to $20,000, $19,000 levels here, or to me, high 19,000s, low 20s. We're already in the mid 20s right now. Maybe we're on a crab walk short term. I mean, it looks like it. There'll be some volatility, of course. We can always go up and down within this crab walking, but yeah, it feels like we're just not really looking to do anything until the Federal Reserve is done talking tomorrow. Jerome Powell is done talking tomorrow to Congress. Some countries doing okay, but due to logistics conflict, it's also affected by it. Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about, all the famines and stuff going on. That's going to cause a huge problem for a lot of people in the world. It still remains to be seen how bad it's going to be for Americans, though. So far, we've seen some bare shelves here in America, but nothing catastrophic. I don't need all this. I don't need a new cereal box every freaking day. I don't even need cereal, but you guys get what I'm saying there. Uni backup. Rewind the video just a few minutes ago. We just talked about Uniswap. We just talked about it. And hey, Katie, what's he talking about tomorrow? So Katie, he's going to be talking. Well, he's going to be answering questions from Congress. They're going to be asking him what he's going to do to fight inflation. Is he serious about fighting inflation? What are the tools he has in his arsenal, so to speak? And what time frames is he looking at to raise interest rates, for the economy to be doing better, for inflation to be doing worse? They're going to be trying to get some really serious answers out of him. He's not going to really answer any of those questions. He'll kind of give some, what do you want to call that, vague answers, and that's what they're going to get. He may get some questions delivered to him in writing. I don't really see much coming out of the meetings tomorrow unless he slips up. If the market moves tomorrow off of what Jerome Powell says, that means he slips up. That means he slipped up. So, he's usually pretty good at not slipping up, so I don't expect much to happen tomorrow unless he really does give out some bad news, or if a senator really goes after him and says, I want an answer, and he's forced to give an answer. Usually you don't see that happen all too much there. Normally you don't see that happen all too much there. But here, Jerome. Here's two. Here's one from CNN. Here's one from CNBC. Let's go to CNBC first. This one is about Elizabeth Warren talking to Fed Chair Jerome Powell. She says, don't drive this economy off a cliff. And that's exactly what he's going to do to stop inflation. He's going to be doing that. He's going to send us into a recession at this point, right? Let's see. During a Senate Banking Committee hearing on Wednesday, Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren urged Powell to proceed with rate hikes cautiously and avoid setting off a recession that costs millions of jobs. When Warren asked Powell if Fed rate increases will lower gas prices, which have hit record highs this month, I would not think so, Powell said, right? We already know about this stuff. There's also going to be a lot of grandstanding here, a lot of grandstanding, unfortunately, but that's just the way this kind of works. And they go back on talking about inflation and stuff like that. CNBC, which is more of what we're looking at here, much more, I don't know, factually based, like CNBC, Fox Business type of stuff compared like in the monetary policy markets. I want to get to right here what we talked about earlier. Oh, you guys can't see it, but don't forget about it. Let's see. Anything here? Powell said economic conditions are generally favorable with a strong labor market and persistent high demand. And this also has Elizabeth Warren right here. You know what's worse than high inflation and low unemployment is high inflation and a recession with millions of people out of work. And I hope you'll reconsider that before you drive the economy off a cliff, she said. There you go. So that's what you're going to be looking at more in terms of tomorrow. A lot of that back and forth. That'll be a campaign ad that'll be played on social media. A lot of the stuff you see in these hearings nowadays is geared towards viral moments on social media because they have some really smart staffers who are millennials that understand instead of just running a commercial on what she just said, post it on TikTok, let it be seen by a few 100,000 people, and people will really enjoy that content because like, oh, Elizabeth Warren is fighting for me. She's going after Jerome Powell, right? You may see Republicans say, oh, she's horrible, whatever. But, both sides use social media effectively these days. And that's what you're going to be looking at, though, for tomorrow. Nothing good, nothing bad. Just kind of a shit show. But if the market moves, that'll be news if he says anything. He may mess up and say something. I doubt he'll say something important, though. He normally doesn't do that. He's done it before, though, as I say. What time? So Thursday, House Select Committee on Modernization of Congress, no. Judiciary, no. Foreign Relations, no. Small Business, no, no, no. Maybe this one about the monetary policy. That's at 10 a.m. So that'd be 7 a.m. Eastern time, or 7 a.m. Pacific time. So 10 o'clock Eastern time, though. Let me see if there's anything else. Science, no. And aging, no. Banking, flood insurance, no. I think it's 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern time. That makes sense. There you go. And Hades, consume less grain, eat more rice, and corn as substitute. Problem solved. People don't like that type of stuff for some reason, right? I'm Mexican and and I'm black. I love maza. I like making tamales and stuff like that. Most people don't like to buy maza at the store. I have 2 huge 25-pound bags of rice in my garage right now. People don't like to buy rice. I like getting that stuff because if for whatever reason there's no bread on the shelves, like I have bread too, but if there's no bread on the shelves, there's a problem. I'm not going to have that problem. My family is not going to have that problem. I'm not going to worry about that at all because I'll have a stock up of grains. But not many people know how to turn grains into good food. Rice is a really easy one, but turning maza into something really nice can be hard for people. They want it to taste a certain way. It's going to be a freak show if we run out of bread and the simple stuff that everybody's used to. Imagine no sandwich meat. Oh, the horror. I mean, no sandwich bread. Sorry, not meat. It'll be crazy. Like right now, all the cheap, like the Safeway brands, the Fred Meyer brands, all the really cheap bread that's like $1, $2. If all that stuff goes to the way, all that's going to be left is the bread that I get, like the $7 bread that has all the nuts and stuff on the outside. I love that bread, certain types of it. And I know people do not want to be paying $7 a loaf. I'm allergic to milk. I have lactose intolerance, and I'm even allergic to lactose milk, like the Lucerne milk, whatever it's called. So the only milk that I drink is oat milk. So I'm already used to paying heavy prices for everything, but most Americans are not. So it's going to be very, very hard for them to justify spending money on all that other type of stuff, and they're going to have to. They might be forced to get rice and those other types of grains to learn how to do it, but it's going to be more expensive for them because they don't know how to do that stuff. It's going to be hard, right? Annoying, all that good stuff here. And hey, Deez, the current Democrat politician has no stuff to save the economy. Desperate time, desperate measures, lady. Remember, there's an election. You can't expect politicians to react rationally during election season. It's always about the next election. It's always about the next election. Always. We have a broken system here in America. I don't know what the right answer is, so who am I to talk? But at least I know it's broken. So we'll figure it out in time, guys. I'll be in Nicaragua when we do, living up my life there. But we'll definitely have to see how that works out. And And hey, Chihuahua, TXS X listed crypto company Voyager Digital warns of 355 million default loan, shares plummet 53%. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've been talking about that for a while. They got a massive loan to shore themselves up. The same with BlockFi. So they have some huge billionaire backers helping them out. But the money is coming from the Three Arrows Corporation, the hedge fund. They were forced to liquidate, and they took a loan out from Voyager. So now everybody's wondering, how are they going to be able to pay back that loan? And if they're not able to do so, how does that hurt Voyager going forward? And then I think that's why Voyager got so much funding over the past few days, like hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, to make sure that they're able to survive any problems that come up. And they have some strong backing, some new investors and stuff like that. So I think they're going to be fine. I wish Celsius would have done that ahead of time. Celsius, they didn't get ahead of the curve by getting finances and everything in place in case something bad happens. Voyager and BlockFi, that's what happens with other companies. Remember, guys, a couple of years ago, during the GameStop rally, Robinhood had to get funding because they were running out of money to pay for the pay the middleman. Basically, I won't go into technical terms with it, but they didn't have enough money to pay the middleman in order to get the shares back. So they had to go out and raise $1 billion overnight. And they were able to do that to make sure they can keep on running everything properly. You saw the same thing happen here with Voyager and BlockFi. They're making sure they're going to be able to survive this by getting a lot of funding. And it's not like they need the money right away, but they got cold hard cash, cold hard stable coins, cold hard Bitcoin, and now they got a huge, what do you want to call it, credit lines, so they can borrow money if need be. But so far, I don't think they've had to borrow it. They're waiting to see how all this stuff happens with the Three Arrows Capital Management Fund thing, Majigger. All right. Let's see. Okay. Nicaragua, nice. It's going to be freaking awesome, guys. I'm going to be so happy. But okay, buddy, I'm done for the night. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Maybe a little bit later at 6:30. I'll let you guys know ahead of time if I'm going to be late. But I think at this point in time, I should be able to make it as long as there's not traffic. I'm just taking my sister somewhere for so she can have some fun. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I really enjoyed talking with you guys today. Relax. It looks like what's going to happen over the next few days is us continue to go sideways. If for whatever reason we start having a larger move, just make sure that you guys have some stop losses there to protect yourself from any unnecessary risk, okay? Have a wonderful rest of your night, and just kind of keep an eye on what Bitcoin's doing over the next 24 to 36 hours. And watch the Powell hearings if you guys want to. They start at 7 a.m.